As everyone in this chamber knows, the filibuster requires a supermajority, 60 votes to proceed on most issues in the Senate. The filibuster is truly the essence of this deliberative body. It's what makes the Senate the Senate. It's what forces collaboration, long-term solution, and prevents a partisan roller coaster ride of ever-changing laws and rules every 2 years. The filibuster puts the brakes on hasty legislation and helps prevent unintended consequences, which comes with most every new law. I ask America this: do you want more laws or less laws? Do we want more certainty from our government or less certainty? Arguably, the best speeches to keep the filibuster in place have been made by presidents and senators from across the aisle. Nothing is more convincing than my Democrat friend's own words. President Obama, then Senator Obama, said in a floor speech here in 2005, and I quote, "But the American people sent us here to be their voice. They understand that those voices can at times become loud and argumentative, but they also hope we can disagree without being disagreeable. And at the end of the day, they expect both parties to work together to get the people's business done. What they do not expect is for one party, be it Republican or Democrat, to change the rules in the middle of the game so they can make all the decisions while the other party is told to sit down and keep quiet." And I'm still quoting President Obama here: "The American people want less partisanship in this town, but everyone in this chamber knows that if the majority chooses to end the filibuster, if they choose to change the rules and put an end to democratic debate, then the fighting, the bitterness, and the gridlock will only get worse." And I end quoting President Obama. And in that same year, our current majority leader stated from this very floor, and I quote the majority leader again, "We are on the precipice of a crisis, a constitutional crisis. The checks and balances which have been at the core of this republic are about to be evaporated by the nuclear option. The checks and balances which say if you get 51% of the vote, you do not get your way 100% of the time. It's amazing. It's almost a temper tantrum by those on the hard right." And again, still quoting the majority leader, the current majority leader, "That is not becoming of the leadership of the Republican side of the aisle, nor is it becoming of this republic. That is what we call abuse of power." And I end quoting the majority leader. If the current Democrat majority party jams this through, they will live to rue the day, possibly as soon as next year. But for now, my colleagues across the aisle are kowtowing to the radical left base. The tail is wagging the proverbial dog. Sadly, 25 of my colleagues across the aisle have flip-flopped from a position they staked out in writing just 4 years ago. But thank goodness that one senator who signed the letter has remained true to his word. What has happened to change the mind of these 25 senators? Why is the national media not asking them the same question? Because it would point out the hypocrisy. Let me remind them all, as President Joe Biden once stated to this body, that removing the 60-vote threshold would, and I again quote, again from President Biden, "Quite frankly, it is the ultimate act of unfairness to alter the unique responsibility of the Senate, and to do so by breaking the very rules of the Senate. But simply, the nuclear option would transform the Senate from the so-called cooling saucer of our founding fathers talked about to cool the passions of the day to a pure majoritarian body like Parliament. But the Senate is not meant to be a place of pure majoritism. At its core, the filibuster is not about stopping a nominee or a bill. It's about compromise and moderation." And again, I end that quote of President Biden. These men and women of noble character, in their heart of hearts, do they truly believe in making this rule change that will forever alter the way our government functions, the way our founding fathers intended it to be? What will they say to the people of their state when the shoe's on the other foot, when Republicans hold the majority in the Senate once again, and Republicans show them how the hog eats the cabbage? I yield the floor.